How do you get started with breaking chains? Thank you for asking that. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern day performing strongman. If you're not familiar with what a modern day performing strongman is, picture the strongmen of old, legends of the past like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform real life feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing, but with a modern day twist. Some of the feats of strength I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails through wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle. Now, being a modern-day performing strongman and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days, in an effort to grow my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I would invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below. And when you do that, I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video answering your question. Pretty neat, right? So this question comes from at H3X, H3X, H3X. And they said, how do you get started with breaking chains? Thank you for asking that. Now, the way I got started with chains is I went to a hardware store and I found chains that I thought I could probably do and bought some of it, wrapped one end around my shoe, wrapped the other end around in my hand, which I was wearing a glove for this because that was tremendously uncomfortable. And then I pulled to see, just get an idea of what kind of thing I was in for, right? Then, when it came time to select chains for a show, I selected chains that looked somewhat impressive that I could get without issue, right? That was when it came to pulling it. And there's a couple different ways of breaking chains. The way I do it now with chest expansion is you have to have a chest expansion belt or something like that. And then the same process occurs once you understand the technique. Now, I was taught technique by Hercules Chris Ryder. I don't know if he's taking on students right now, but what I do is I fasten it around my chest so that it's pretty tight, right? And only one link is in the thing, right? Because the chains have a tendency to stretch before they break. And if you're pulling like a wide length of it, I've had a chain that went from like this long to this long before it broke before. There was like all of the links are pulling apart at the same time. So I get that chain around my chest and I breathe out, right? Make sure that my lungs are empty. And then I'll breathe in a little bit so that it gets tighter on the chin, or tighter on the chain. Breathe out a couple times, right? And then when it's time to do it, I take a big breath in, I get myself way up, and then I drive down and out with everything I can, but trying to balloon my chest as much as possible, and then the thing pops off, and the chain has been broken with my chest. The chest expansion belt flies off, the link flies off to the side somewhere, and it looks really cool from the stage, which is, makes it a great show feat. And I also love that one for opening my motivational strength show. So like with my motivational strength show, it's like I'm performing feats of strength in order to bring my motivational speech to life, right? And as I'm introducing it, I tell them, I'm going to teach you to break the chains that prevent you from reaching your true potential, right? Along with other things, as I'm like explaining, I'm going to perform some real life feats of strength. And then that's my segue to breaking the chain, which is both literal and metaphorical, acting as a metaphor for some of the things that hold us back in life. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. It's basically Get started with something that you think you can probably do, and then work your way up, just like anything else, just like with weights and, But I hope that that answers your question. If anybody else has any questions for me, drop it in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video answering your question. But if you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, or you want to see the various chronicles or see the chronicles from my various performances across the country, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. And if you want to support the channel, you could do a super thanks. That helps out a lot. Or you could pick up a copy of my book. Link is in the description below. This book chronicles my stories and the lessons that I learned that allow me to do the things that I can do, and ended up helping me create what ended up becoming my motivational speech, which is what I take to corporations and conferences and stuff like that. But that's it for today. Please stay tuned for next time. And in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.